Welcome back once again to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, there is something that a lot of people have been talking about, like this issue of Moses Wetangula being impeached or evacuating the office, simply because the ODM people, Raila will want someone from his party to lead or to become the Speaker of the National Assembly. But we've never said why. That is the question that we all needed to ask ourselves, that why is it that it is very much possible for Raila Odinga to take over the National Assembly, especially the speaker's position, impeaching Moses Wetangula. Now, I remember during the election in 2022, when the elections was being done, we all know that very well that Wetangula was supporting Raila Odinga before, and then he jumped to UDA. There is something that happened. William Samoei Ruto won the elections with 200,000 votes. Unlike the Azimio la Umoja, so there were 200,000 votes ahead of Azimio la Umoja. That is, Raila Odinga William Ruto was 200,000 votes ahead of Raila Odinga. Now, when you sum up, when you try to look at where these votes came from, these votes of the 200,000 votes that William Samoei Ruto used to lead with came from Western region. Now, I want us to ask ourselves that suppose Wetangula maintained his position and maybe decided to go with Raila Odinga up to the end. The 200,000 votes that that he took from the Westerns and gave William Ruto could have been for Raila Odinga. Now, that is one of the reasons. So there are two key reasons as to why Raila Odinga is very much furious with Wetangula. Of course, I know he cannot show it, but he's very much furious with Raila Odinga. He's very much furious with Wetangula. That number one. Number one, Wetangula betrayed him at long last. Of course, we know very well that everybody says that Raila Odinga is a betrayer, but this one it was very much played. Like almost at the end, when he thought that now I have everything, Wetangula jumped from the ship and joined William Samoei Ruto, took 200,000 votes from Western, gave William Samoei Ruto, and that is how William Ruto became the president. So that is number one. Number two, during his decision, or who is the majority and the minority, Moses Masika Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly, said that Jubilee Party was not among the Azimio la Umoja. Jubilee said the Jubilee Party is not a party under Azimio la Umoja. So every member of parliament that was elected under Jubilee, he took them over to Kenya Kwanza government. So that is how Kenya Kwanza government became the majority in parliament. Let me repeat this. How did the Kenya Kwanza government become the majority in parliament? Moses Masika Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly, he made a decision when he was now giving orders or giving his announcement or making his final verdict. He said that Jubilee Party, whose Secretary General was Jeremiah Kioni, that Jubilee Party is not under Azimio la Umoja. That is after realizing that Azimio la Umoja had many members of parliament, and there is no way you could allow Azimio la Umoja to become majority in parliament. So he said that Jubilee Party was not under Azimio la Umoja, and therefore all the members of parliament that were elected under Jubilee, he switched them back. He switched them into Kenya Kwanza. So that is how the Kenya Kwanza government became the majority. Now, what next? That is the question. That what next? Raila Odinga have lost the AUC, so there is this pressure, and of course we all saw what was happening during the time that Wetangula said that he is the only person to decide with the majority and the minority, and he came back to his initial statement by saying that Kenya Kwanza government are still the majority. What next? Wetangula must remember that there is one qualified person by the name of Otiende Amolo, who is likely going to take over after he's impeached. And Otiende Amolo, we've seen Otiende Amolo in very many occasions, trying as a lawyer. He knows more. I think he knows much more than Wetangula, if I'm not wrong. So the first target of William Samoei Ruto is to take over National Assembly, to take over the Speaker. And then in the National Assembly, after the court had decided that Azimio la Umoja are the majority, now we have got two things here. We have got the majority, we have got the National Assembly, and also we have got the Senate. The National Assembly is the body that a lot of decisions are being made. And then the senators are just people that passes it. Like now, okay, this one has come from no, it's okay. National Assembly and Senate. National Assembly is like the father. The father makes decision and then brings it to the mother. So whether the mother likes it or not, the mother will say that, okay, your father brought this case to me, and now let us talk about it. So the National Assembly is the backbone. And Raila knows very well that if I take over the National Assembly, the first thing that Raila Odinga is going to do is going to take over the speaker by impeaching Wetangula. After impeaching Wetangula, what he's going to do next is going to make sure that he wins the National Assembly by the majority. And after taking over by taking over the National Assembly, Junet Mohammed taking over from Kimani Chungwa, of course this issue of the Senate whereby the Cherengei is going to be challenged, I don't see if it's going to have a lot of effect. So William Ruto and Raila Odinga cannot work. They cannot have the nusumkate, or Raila Odinga cannot have a lot of say if at all the bodies or all the houses are being led by William Ruto. If you look at the Senate, is being led by William Ruto's people. If you look at the National Assembly, is being led by William Ruto's people. So it is going to be very difficult for Raila Odinga to have his stand and say that this is what I want. Are you seeing? Now the nusumkate will work very easily when Raila Odinga holds the National Assembly, and perhaps maybe if he's also willing to hold the Senate, he will hold it. But the main thing is that Raila Odinga is going to have a say in the National Assembly, because he knows very well that that is the only place that. Now I want to leave you with this question: do you think it is going to be very easy? Do you think it's going to be very easy to impeach Wetangula? And after impeaching Wetangula, do you think it is going to be very easy for Raila Odinga to, because okay, these things that are happening, this thing that is happening right now, all these things that we're saying, William Ruto brought it upon himself. Of course, the person that caused all these problems is Wetangula. Suppose he accepted during the election that Azimio la Umoja the majority, all these things could have not happened. Or maybe he feared. Now, all his fears are now coming back now to haunt him. I've also seen a lot of people talking about PS Raymond Omolo, but we have to also to know one thing, that Raila's factor in the Kenya right now in this government is going to be, Raila is going to be a determinant now in politics, especially in this government, because are you seeing now they are saying that they want to create a position, they want to bring back the issue of NADC or the NADCO, whereby the office of the Prime Minister is going to be created. Now, creating the office of the Prime Minister, who are they creating for, if not Raila Odinga? But the question is, will Raila Odinga accept to have the office of the Prime Minister, yet he knows very well that he have got the majority? Somebody said that Raila Odinga should change his circle. The people that are advising him are very dangerous. Somebody like Junet Mohammed, somebody like his wife Aida Odinga, people like Peter Kaluma. I don't know what you think. I really don't know what you think. I just want to give you time at the comment section to tell me what you think concerning what I've talked about. I've talked about three key things. The first thing that I've talked about is the issue of Wetangula. The Wetangula Otiende Amolo's factor, whereby Otiende Amolo is likely going to take over the Speaker of the National Assembly when Wetangula will be impeached. And if Wetangula is impeached, what is going to be next for him? The second thing that I've talked about is the National Assembly and the Senate's factor. Do you think Raila Odinga is willing to take over both the houses? And if he takes both the houses, is there a possibility of Raila Odinga now saying that, being that now I have all the houses, I have what it takes to take William Ruto down? Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.